America has a hidden heart where nature doesn't care about your followers. From acid-carved caves to the state that kills visitors every year just for checking their mail, this is the America you weren't supposed to see. Most of these sites are open to the public, but some are so sacred you'll be arrested just for stepping foot on their shore. Today, we're going inside the places the maps forgot. You're frustrated because you feel like everything has already been discovered. You feel like the world is paved over, planned out, and predictable. But you are wrong. We've synthesized data from archaeologists, UNESCO historians, and local survivors to show you why these sites aren't just pretty. They are the key to understanding how humanity survives on a changing planet. You aren't just a spectator today. You are a pioneer, uncovering the blueprints of a lost greatness. Take a look at Illinois. Right across from the modern skyline of St. Louis sits Cahokia. In the year 1250, this wasn't just a settlement, it was a booming, high-tech capital larger than London or Paris. While Europeans were walking through muddy streets, thousands of people here were living in a highly organized, powerful society. They moved millions of baskets of dirt by hand to build giant mounds like Monk's Mound, which is larger at its base than the Great Pyramid of Egypt. They played games, they traded across the continent, and they built a wooden calendar called Woodhenge to track the stars. But why does this matter to you? It matters because Cahokia proves that greatness doesn't require modern tools, it requires a vision. These people didn't have wheels or horses, yet they built a city that stood as the tallest structure in North America until the 1800s. They proved that even in the middle of a wilderness, you can build an empire. If they could do that with baskets of dirt, what are you doing with the tools in your pocket right now? Now move your gaze to the desert of New Mexico, to Chaco Canyon. This was the downtown of the ancient world. It wasn't just a place to live, it was a massive engineering project. The builders here were expert astronomers. They aligned their massive stone houses perfectly with the sun and the moon. They carved a sun dagger into the rock so precise that on the longest day of the year, a single beam of light strikes the exact center of a spiral. They weren't just surviving the desert, they were mastering the cosmos. And then they walked away. This is the mystery that should haunt you. These civilizations didn't just disappear because they were weak. They left behind stone skeletons that remind us history is a cycle. If you're feeling stuck, look at these ruins. They aren't symbols of failure. They are reminders that even the greatest structures are temporary, but the genius that built them is eternal. You want to talk about resilience? Look at the Everglades in Florida. It's often called a swamp, but it's actually a river of grass, a shallow flow of water moving silently toward the sea. This is the only place on the entire planet where alligators and crocodiles coexist in the wild. It is a biological clash that shouldn't work, yet it does. Nature finds a way to bridge the gap between freshwater and saltwater, between two predators who should be enemies. That is your lesson for today. Survival isn't about avoiding conflict, it's about adapting to the environment as it changes. The Everglades is fragile. It's disappearing because we've blocked its flow. But as long as that water moves, life thrives. When you feel like your flow is blocked by corporate walls or personal frustration, remember the river of grass. It doesn't fight the land, it flows over it. And then there is the extreme, Death Valley, the lowest point in North America. It is a place of warped gravity and hexagonal salt patterns. It is so hot the ground absorbs heat like a microwave. Yet in this literal valley of death, stones move themselves. The racetrack playa stones leave trails in the mud, moving dozens of feet when no one is watching. Science can explain the physics, but the mystery remains. Even in the most unforgiving, dead environment on Earth, there is still movement. There is still a path forward. If you think you need a perfect environment to succeed, you are looking at it all wrong. The Moravians didn't wait for a perfect world. They tried to build a utopia in the 1700s. In Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, they created a community based on total equality. They built schools for girls when the rest of the world didn't think women needed an education. They shared their money. They lived in choirs where everyone was taken care of. They were the outliers. They didn't follow the status quo of the colonies. They built a heaven on earth because they decided the existing world wasn't good enough. You have been told the story of the empty land. You've been told that America was a vast, untouched wilderness until it was paved over. But that is a lie. These hidden sites prove that the land has always been full of technology, art, and complex societies. We are just the latest layer of the cake. Stop seeing the wilderness as a place to escape your life. See it as a mirror. These sites aren't museums, they are blueprints. If hunter-gatherers could build the monumental rings of Poverty Point 3,400 years ago, without wheels, without metal, and without farms, then your excuses are officially invalid. They were the original innovators. They were the first to look at a pile of dirt and see a city. The blue ocean of your life isn't somewhere else. It's right under your feet. It's in the hidden parts of your own potential that you haven't mapped yet. These UNESCO sites belong to the whole world because they represent the masterpiece of the human spirit. That same spirit is what's inside you. Don't just travel to see these places. Go there to remember who you are. Go to the Great Smoky Mountains and watch the forest breathe its blue mist. Go to the redwoods and stand beneath a living fossil that was growing before the Roman Empire fell. Feel how small you are, but more importantly, feel how connected you are to a lineage of builders, dreamers, and survivors. The world isn't finished. The island of Hawaii is literally growing every single day as lava hits the sea. New land is being born right now. Your story isn't finished either. The map isn't full. There are still hidden places, still unwritten chapters, and still utopias waiting to be built. Stop waiting for permission to explore. Stop waiting for the frustration to end. Step off the paved road. Find your hidden heart. Build your own monument. The world is watching, and it's time to show them that the American spirit isn't something in a history book. It is alive, it is moving, and it is standing right where you are.